Hey, you guys. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. So, we're going to be talking about Teen Mom stars Tyler and Catelynn Baltera from Teen Mom. They have been in the middle of this backlash situation because they got caught texting minors. These are people portraying to be friends of their biological daughter, Carly. One girl, Jenna, claimed to be a close friend of Carly's, telling Catelynn and Tyler some very concerning information, saying that Carly was not allowed to speak about them in the house, that she was not allowed to say that she was adopted, that she's not allowed to do this, she can't have friends, she doesn't have social media, she doesn't have a cell phone, all these things, right? Things that obviously could be concerning if you learn that about your biological child. However, at the time that this Jenna girl had reached out to Caitlin and Tyler, they had already been in contact with someone else who claimed to be a friend of Carly's. And this girl was telling them the opposite, that Carly was good, that Carly was happy, that Carly was, in a safe situation, that she had a cell phone, that she had social medias. And this is something that Caitlin and Tyler did know. They did know that Carly had a social media account because in the text messages between Tyler and this person, Tyler says that his niece followed Carly on one of her social media accounts. So they were aware, even though this one girl, Jenna, was like, oh, she don't have any of this. They did know she at minimum had a social media account because Tyler's niece had followed her. After months of this one girl claiming to be Carly's friend, talking to them, she ended up releasing messages. It has been days of this. I mean, I feel like it's been like 2 weeks where every day a new batch of text messages come out. And in the conversation with Tyler talking to the girl claiming to be Carly's friend, she says she goes to school with Carly, that she's really good friends with Carly, and she's just telling him like, "Hey, everything's fine." And I've wondered, how did this happen? Like, did Caitlin and Tyler find this girl and reach out to her? Did she find them and reach out to them? Well, earlier today, the TikTok account that's been releasing all these messages, it goes under E. They put out like a statement basically explaining how all of this started, how they, the friend, got in contact with Caitlin and Tyler. They first got in contact with Caitlin and Tyler's friend, Aaron, telling Aaron, like, please stop spreading misinformation. Aaron got them in contact with Caitlin, got her in contact with Caitlin. And then she, for months, was talking to Tyler mainly. So we're going to go over what's being said because I wondered, Caitlin and Tyler, they are saying, hey, we didn't know they were minors. We really didn't think they were. Yes, they were saying they were Carly's friends. They knew information that nobody should have known, but we never knew they were like we never thought they were minors. We always thought they were actually adults pretending to be minors. That's what Caitlin and Tyler have been saying. I also, Caitlin and Tyler, they did this interview with an adoptee counselor on TikTok. She has a YouTube channel as well. And a 2-hour interview is supposed to drop at some point. There's like a minute of it up on TikTok, right? So I asked Tyler, like, when is this supposed to drop? Like, I'm curious. I want to know, what you guys have to say about this. And he said it's taken longer for it to drop because they have other people involved in this, a lawyer, an officer, adoptee counselors, or something like this. So they are pulling more people into this before they drop this interview. I don't know what that means exactly. I don't know if they are consulting with a lawyer. I don't know if they are doing more interviews with this girl, with them, with a lawyer, like asking, hey, did we do anything wrong? Because there's been a lot of people saying, is this illegal? Like, could they get in trouble over this? So I don't know if that's something they decided last minute after they recorded this interview with her. If they decided, let's bring these other people in, let's talk to an officer, let's talk to a lawyer, let's talk to an adoptee therapist. Was it an adoptee therapist or an adoption therapist? Okay, they're going to include an adoption competent therapist, a family lawyer, and an officer. So still no word on when this is going to come out, but I am going to be looking for it because as someone that has a certification in body language, I'm not an expert, but I understand it a little bit. And as someone that is in the middle of going through a very in-depth class. I wanna see if there's anything I can pick up on in this interview. But either way, let's jump to the latest thing that was been posted on the TikTok account that is allegedly Carly's friend. Allegedly, that's put these out, right? Actually, I'm gonna go to my Facebook page because I've posted them there and I can make them bigger there. Everybody's wondered, how did this get started? How did how did Caitlin and Tyler start talking to these girls? If they're saying, "Oh, we never believed they were minors," then that would mean that these people reached out to them. It's not like they went and found them or reached out to them, or they would know who they are, right? So that would mean these people reached out to them. Okay, so I'm starting in the middle of what was released because this makes more sense to start here. So this person says Carly's friend first encountered Aaron on TikTok. So this is them explaining how this happened, and I personally think this is whoever has been talking to Caitlin and Tyler, whether it be Carly's friend, whether it be that girl's mother, whoever it is. I think that's who's behind the leak. Carly's friend first encountered Aaron on TikTok, where Aaron had been following and closely watching Carly and her friends for some time. I'm like, how do we know that? How do we know that Aaron was watching them? Was she following Carly and her friends? Was she following Carly on social media? Did she follow some of Carly's friends? Because that would definitely be weird if Aaron, who is friends with Kate and Ty, is following Carly and her friends who she does not know. But this also tells us that they knew that Carly had a social media account. Because I was even led to believe that. I was even led to believe that Carly don't have a social media account. I was told that. Not by them, but by someone else. So, but this tells us there they knew that. Okay. If these are true, if you don't even question if they're true or not. While following Carly, Aaron was also spreading hate towards Brandon and Teresa and claiming that Carly had no phone, no social media, and no way to reach out to Kate and Tyler. This is an issue. If Aaron is following Carly on social media, yet telling the public that Carly doesn't have a social media, Aaron blatantly lied because she knew that she did. Now she might have could have said something like, well, yeah, Carly may have social media accounts, but who knows who's really behind them? Maybe she could have said something like that. But to say she's not allowed to have social media accounts while you actively follow her social media account, you're completely being dishonest. It goes on to say Aaron was telling people that Carly had no way to reach out to Kate and Tyler. Upset and confused, Carly's friend contacted Aaron to ask what was happening. Like, "Well, what is going on? Like, why are you saying all these things?" After Aaron vetted the friend, Aaron asked whether she would be willing to speak to Caitlin directly. Shortly afterwards, in January or February, Caitlin messaged her. All these messages were later deleted after the minor chose to block Caitlin and Tyler for the first time. Who deleted them, I wonder? That's interesting. Do they automatically delete when you block somebody? I'm not sure. The friend had repeatedly asked them to stop bashing Carly's parents online because it was upsetting Carly. Tyler began talking to Carly's friend after she commented on Instagram asking him to stop spreading hatred about her parents. So, okay, Caitlin is talking to this person through TikTok, from my understanding, and the friend's telling Caitlin, like, hey, your friend Aaron is saying things that's not accurate. Can you tell her to stop? Tyler makes a post. The girl comments on it, says, hey, please stop saying these things. It's not fair. It's not okay. It's upsetting Carly. Tyler reaches out and starts messaging her on Instagram. They soon entered into intense conversation, and eventually the friend became frustrated and hurt that they kept targeting Carly's family. She blocked them both on TikTok and Instagram. Okay, so it wasn't that quick though, because they talked for months. So it wasn't like they had a few little conversations and then bam, it was blocked. They talked for months and at times seemed to get along. Yeah, at times seems to get along. Like, hey, I wish I could send you a picture of Carly. Like, like it, they both seem to get along at times. Sometimes it was not so well, and sometimes it was. All right, so it says the same day that Caitlin started messaging Carly's friend again, Caitlin started talking about a girl named Jenna. Caitlin claimed she was one of Carly's friends who had reached out. Carly's friend immediately replied that they did not have a friend named Jenna and that nothing Jenna was saying was true. Caitlin said they stopped speaking to Jenna, but they did not. Okay, so the friend says they talked for a while, frustrated that they wouldn't listen, blocked them. Then Caitlin, this Jenna girl reaches out to Caitlin to say, hey, we know Carly, tells Caitlin a bunch of concerning things. And then Caitlin reaches out to the friend again saying, hey, do you know who this person is? Because they're telling me X, Y, and Z. And the girl's like, no, she don't have a friend named Jenna. But I'm like, well, where did Caitlin reach out to you if you had her blocked? Or maybe at this point, had you unblocked her? Or maybe you blocked her on TikTok and Tyler on Instagram because that's where you talk to them. So maybe she reached out to you on Instagram. I don't know. I'm just questioning everything. So yeah, Caitlin told the friend, well, she can't prove who she is. We're going to stop talking to her. But clearly they didn't. Before Jenna entered the picture, Caitlin and Tyler had already been speaking to Carly's friend for months, and the friend had never mentioned Carly being abused, her being in a cult, or anything like that. They had simply said that Carly was fine, but she needed some space right now. They refused to accept this, and with Aaron's help, they continued attacking Carly's parents online, spreading lies and disregarding Carly's feelings. They wanted to be seen as heroes in the adoption community and to keep profiting off of Carly's story. They kept speaking for Carly despite having no way of knowing how she felt. Aaron, okay, this is what really irritates me as well. Aaron openly mocked a song Carly had written, laughing and agreeing with commenters who ridiculed a child singing a weird song about Sky Daddy. That's that's so mean. I couldn't imagine if Carly saw that. If Carly saw some adult laughing like, "Oh, she's singing this weird song about a sky daddy." Like, even if you don't believe in God, like, to mock it and call it, like, a sky daddy when referring to a child. Like, if somebody wanted to comment on my stuff, like, "Oh, you believe in this weird sky daddy," whatever. But to a child? Aaron also posted TikTok videos claiming insider knowledge about the situation, calling Teresa greedy and controlling, and describing Carly's home life as strict and oppressive. Caitlin's response to one of these videos was simply a thank you with like these hands. The only goal here is to hold Caitlin and Tyler accountable for their actions. They still claim they were catfished by two adults, even though they know they were talking to Carly's minor friend for months. They refuse to take responsibility for the harm they have caused to many people, including minors. They have spread lies about Carly, her parents, and her community, and are now damaging the broader adoption community. Some people still defend them, which is disturbing, but many in the adoption community have also spoken up against their behavior. Everyone affected by the actions of Caitlin, Tyler, Aaron, and Melissa is grateful for that support. Thank you for choosing welfare over fame and clout. We are sorry this situation has harmed your adoption community as it has harmed ours. And the saddest part is that those responsible is still refusing to acknowledge their wrongdoing. All right, so I got to jump back to this one now because that one's not going to make sense until I go over this one. Okay, so this is going to talk about Tyler talking about the birthday party. Okay, it says when Tyler gave Carly's friend all the details about Carly's birthday party, she became concerned. She didn't think the message sounded like something Dawn would say. Okay, in previous messages, Tyler messages the friend. They had not talked in like, I don't know, a couple of days or whatever. And he messages the friend and is like, oh, she had a birthday party. And the friend's like, yes, she did. How did you know? He's like, well, Dawn told us. And the friend's like, Dawn told you about her birthday party, yet you guys are not even getting you're not even getting pictures anymore. Like you didn't get a picture for her birthday, but Dawn told you about the birthday. I don't feel like B&T would want Dawn to tell you about the party if they didn't want to send you a picture. And he goes, well, I don't know. Dawn only tells us what B&T give her permission to tell us. But yes, she told us about the party. Says she had a party with 22 of her closest friends, that the boyfriend came over and watched a golf tournament, and they were gonna have a party the next night in the cul-de-sac, and they were gonna have a dinner and all these things. And he said, "I would send you a screenshot, but I can't. Not, because we can't send screenshots on this app." And the girl was like, "Well, why don't you send it to my Instagram?" And he copies and pastes it. And he's like, "Here you go." And she said, "Well, no, send it to me." And he's like, "Well, I already sent it to you. I copied and pasted it." And the girl says, "Yeah, but you could copy and paste anything. You could say it's from anybody. Like, how do I know that's really what Dawn said? How do I know anything?" And he's like, "Really? Like, you don't trust me?" He's like, "Honestly, I'm getting tired of feeling like I have to prove stuff to you." So the friend's like, "Well, this is weird. You're the one that said you would send me a screenshot. And now you don't want to send me a screenshot." So this is coming off that happening. When Tyler gave Carly's friends all the details about Carly's birthday party, she became very concerned. She didn't think the message sounded like something Dawn would say. And the most troubling part was Tyler claimed that Dawn had said a birthday party photo had leaked from one of Carly's social media accounts before Carly had even posted anything from the party. This led the minor to suspect that Tyler himself had planned to leak the photo after she posted it because he seemed upset over the fact that Carly and her parents had not sent him a birthday picture that year, according to him. So, this is like what went on between Tyler and Carly's alleged friend. And it's I think it's whoever was in this conversation with Tyler, whoever that may be, that's who's leaking all this stuff. I don't know if I believe it to be a child. They talk like an adult, but Carly's friend asked for a screenshot to prove that Dawn had actually said these things. Although Tyler had promised to provide it, he kept making excuses. After repeated requests, he finally sent a screenshot on Instagram of a small snippet that he had copied and pasted. But it still wasn't the whole message, and there was no name or number to confirm it was actually from Dawn. Carly's friend grew tired of Tyler's excuses and increasingly strange behavior. She explained again and again over the course of several months that Carly simply needed a break and that the break might not be permanent, but Tyler refused to listen. The minor eventually blocked him on TikTok after he sent that first cropped screenshot. Okay, so after he sent the cropped screenshot, she blocked him. Tyler panicked about possibly losing contact with Carly's friend and quickly sent another screenshot on Instagram. This second image showed a little more of the message and displayed Dawn's name above it, indicating it was from a group chat. But it still omitted the header information in the full text. I bet it is a group chat, and I bet it's probably Dawn, Catelynn, and Tyler. It's probably them three in the thread, but still omitted the header information and the full text. It is important to note that this message has never been confirmed to be from Dawn. It could have been from someone Tyler should not have even been talking to at all. I'm sharing the screenshot only to show the links Tyler will go to remain in contact with the minor once she became suspicious. It's going to be at the end, the screenshot. After Tyler sent the last screenshot with the passive aggressive note, "Hope that's good enough for you," she blocked him on Instagram too. This occurred on May 19th, by which time they had been in contact since January/February. Tyler knew the whole time it was Carly's friend he was talking to. He had his niece follow her too, without Carly's friend realizing it was her, to double check that what she was telling them was in fact true. That's why they both declined to follow her for a couple of minutes to be able to see for themselves. They already had someone doing that. All right, so here is the conversation. Carly had a birthday party with 22 of her girlfriends last night. Boyfriend came over to watch golf. Family had dinner after church. Neighborhood cul-de-sac happy hour gathering tomorrow to celebrate her 16th birthday. Another one of Carly's pictures. Okay, now something that I did catch is in the message, it said Dawn said a picture had been leaked from her birthday party, but Carly had not posted one. And they said, which led me to believe that Tyler was going to leak it after she did post it because he was mad that he didn't get one. But it doesn't say that any pictures was like, not in anything that this person posted. So I noticed that. It says another one of Carly's pictures was posted on the Teen Mom fan page yesterday. T said it was stolen from her school account. I think that says school account. Not sure what that is. A comment was blank. So I don't know in the thing. And I'm not listen, I feel like if I call out any discrepancy, somebody's gonna be like, you're taking up for Catelynn and Tyler. No, but if something don't make sense, I'm gonna say, whoa, where is this at? Where did this happen? Where's the message supporting this? Where's the message from Dawn saying a picture from Carly's birthday party got leaked? You know what I'm saying? If we're gonna say that this was said, because the person said, Dawn told Tyler that a picture of Carly's birthday party got leaked. However, Carly had not posted any, which led me to believe that Tyler had intended to leak it once she posted it. So I'm just like, where is that at? I want to see that. I want to see that. All right. So, and here is the message, the screenshot that he sent to the friend. Saturday, 10/21. It says, Dawn, hello. T said they got an Amazon package today. Maybe the gift you sent. Hey, it's Adopted Connor. I don't know if you saw my post, but the catfish is from Europe. Okay, I do know Adopted Connor. Thank you for commenting. That I was given that information too. That this is being traced back. I haven't watched your video. I'll watch it after this. But I did see that like they're trying to trace back who this person is. But I'm like, if they were talking to this person on their socials, on Instagram, on TikTok, and the person said, you can see I'm following Carly. Carly's following me. I'm following this person, this person, this person. And I would assume all of those people would be Carly's friends, right? So how is this person from freaking Europe? But I know what you're talking about because I heard that as well, that like they're trying to trace this person back and it came back to a Europe time zone or something like that. Is that what you heard? I'm gonna have to check your video out. So yeah, it says, hello, T said they got an Amazon package today. Maybe the gift that you sent. They said the girls could send a video or audio. Birthday greeting to Carly if they would like to. Carly had a B-Day party with 22 of her girlfriends last night. Boyfriend came over to watch golf tournament with the family. Family dinner tomorrow after church and neighborhood cul-de-sac happy hour gathering tomorrow evening to celebrate her 16th BD. Another one of Carly's pictures was posted on Teen Mom Fans. And I haven't seen any picture from a birthday party on Teen Mom Fans. But it says another one of Carly's pictures was posted on Teen Mom Fans page yesterday. T said it was stolen from her blank account. Nowhere does it say a birthday party. It never says that a picture from her birthday party was posted. So I don't know if the friend just assumed that. And then the friend was like, well, she hasn't even posted that. So that kind of like perked my ears up a little bit because I'm like, I'm reading these messages. The friend says this picture was leaked from a birthday party. I didn't see any picture from a birthday party leak. The only ones I saw leaked was from church, school, and then literally the other day, one was leaked of Carly and a group of her friends, like yesterday or day before. Teen Mom Fans posted a picture of Carly with all her friends. We still don't know if it's from a birthday party though. So yeah, that caught my attention. Okay. And that's pretty much it. So this person is saying, like, listen, Tyler knew who they were talking to, knew he was talking to a minor. His niece was following this person's account. That's why the times when she said, "Hey, you can go follow me to see that I follow Carly, Carly follows me." They were like, "No, we don't need to." Because if it was me, I'd be like, "Yeah." I mean, if I was gonna do everything that they did, I'd be like, first I'd be like, "Tell your mom to call me." But if I wasn't gonna do that, and I wanted to make sure somebody like if vet somebody, I would go follow their page, like I would be like, yeah, I need to know who you are. Text can be made to show from anywhere. VPNs make tracking not worth it. I'm no CNT fan, but I really don't believe any of the people in the messages were minors, and I'm more inclined to think it was either Teresa or a family member of hers. Yeah, whoever this person is, initially, I thought they talked like a minor initially. When Catelynn was talking about the Jenna person, like, "Oh, well, Jenna's saying this, Jenna's saying that, Jenna knows this." And the friend seemed really worried, like, "Oh my goodness, is Carly in danger? Like, should we tell somebody?" And it's like, "No, Carly's fine." That seemed like somebody maybe like a 16-year-old girl would do. Like if I was 16 and I was getting I had a friend that somebody was like stalking her, I'd be like, "Oh my God, like what is going on? Like, do I need to tell somebody? Like, is she in danger?" I probably react that way. However, later on in the messages, this person did not speak like a child at all. Definitely spoke like an adult. Like at that point, yeah, I think they were talking to an adult. However, this person led them to believe they were Carly's friend, a 16-year-old. Yeah, my husband says I definitely think an adult got involved eventually. So I'm confused because it seems there's something going on. Okay, hold on, you guys. They were not texting from a phone number. They were not communicating through a phone number. They were communicating through Instagram and TikTok. Because one thing when I reached out to Tyler to ask about this, he was like, "Something's up with this. Like, I wasn't texting this person at 3 o'clock in the morning." And he sends me a screenshot of their conversation that they leaked, and his side of the conversation. It's completely different times. And so I'm like, they're on a different time zone than you. That's weird. So I look up the state that Carly lives in versus the state that they live in, Caitlin and Tyler. There's no difference in the time zone. So I'm like, you guys should have been in the same time zone. Then I'm like, okay, well, maybe they were using like a text now number, but they weren't texting. They were talking through TikTok and Instagram. So how would there be a change? Can somebody explain this? Sean, you're a computer person. I'm not. If a 16-year-old has an Instagram and they live in the same time zone as someone they're communicating with, why would there be a big jump in the time zone? That really doesn't make sense unless they have a VPN for their pages. Yeah, this is weird to me, right? What is up with the time difference? Now the person did say that at this point, everyone involved has been made aware that, which tells me Brandon and Teresa has been made aware of it. And if this is really somebody that really cares about Carly, the way they portrayed in those messages, I can't see them releasing these without Carly knowing about it, minimum. So if I made an Instagram with a VPN, then I would be on a different time zone. I know, Amanda. I'm like, can you just dump them all out at once? In order, please. A VPN does not change your time zone for apps. No, using a VPN will not automatically change your time zone on TikTok. A VPN will mask your IP address, make it appear you're browsing from a different location, but it doesn't alter your device's time zone settings. To change your TikTok time zone, you'll need to manually adjust your device's time zone or use a time zone spoofing tool. I'm like, this person is like saying things, on this page now, who I feel like is the person that Caitlin and Tyler were speaking to. I feel like this is them putting all this out. I mean, it would have to be duh. But I'm like, can you do like a in-person interview? Maybe not the minor, if you are in fact a minor, but can your mom? Like, can we hear from you guys? I want to hear from you guys. Two different devices, maybe. Isn't it weird though? Well, Tyler's in Michigan and Brandon and Teresa and Carly would be in North Carolina. This girl claims to be best friends with Carly, claims to go to school with Carly, even says, oh no, she wasn't talking to the coach earlier. The Jenna girl's lying. Elle, do you happen to know if the supposed minor Kate and Tyler contacted directly? And if so, is it possible they knew them from prior meetups or video chats with Carly, or did they? Okay, so Caitlin and Tyler were contacted first. Caitlin and Tyler didn't reach out to either one of these people. These people reached out to them. This friend allegedly saw Aaron's TikTok videos and commented and was like, stop, you're spreading false information, blah, 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 blah. They then got in the inbox with each other talking, and the girl was like, "You're spreading false information. Like what you're saying about Carly and Brandon and Teresa is not correct." And then the Aaron girl was like, "Would you talk to Caitlin?" She's like, "Yeah, I'll talk to Caitlin." That's how they got to talking. And then, yeah, what a 16-year-old. I guess some 16-year-olds might know how to go in and change the time zone. It's just weird. Like, why would a 16-year-old? I don't know. Like, were they changing the time zone? Like, were they changing the times? I do know it's just I don't know. Like, it makes me question what's going on. Crazy storyline or possibly random setup. CNT are vulnerable. We know Carly's update due to their rant. I don't know about this. Crazy storyline or possible random setup. CNT are vulnerable. We know Carly's update due to their rant. Or what Granny's watching said. Who knows, you know? My daughter's 16 and has a very mature vocabulary. She is in honors English and just speaks very maturely. She would speak the way the friend did if she was talking to an adult. Okay, I mean, I wouldn't think that my daughter who is 20 at 16 would speak like that. Like, oh, I definitely feel like our teachers are educated and, like, some of the stuff I was like, "That sounds like an adult." And even the Dr. Drew stuff, like, Dr. Drew, like, he was in an Olsen's twin movie, like, what's up with that? Like, I wouldn't even think a 16-year-old would know that. I forgot about it. That was really weird. Some of this stuff screamed like an adult. However, when you say that, I'm like, I do have a son that he's got Asperger's and his vocabulary is definitely he can he can hold a conversation with an adult like an adult. It looks like it's pretty easy to change your time zone, but I can't see why someone would actually do that because it would still show Tyler's own time zone on his side and vice versa. Like whoever did it, whoever changed the time zones, like the other person is going to see, didn't Grace report, text, or talk to Ryan Edwards back in the day? And she lives in Europe, right? Why would she try to mess with PNC? Oh, no, I don't think this is Grace. No. Is that what you're saying? The baby's Grace? I don't think so. Maybe with her parents being Christians, they watch clean movies. Could have been her mom's favorite movie. That's a good thought. Oh yeah, yeah, Sean. Um, to get around screen time limits or hide what they are doing on their phone. I think someone is just waiting to sever CNT and Carly from ever having a relationship. This is a hater trying to destroy the relationship. I thought that too I was like, is this just some like person, that hates them, that set them up to do this but they fail for it hook, line, and sinker if that is what it is. They fail for it. Because some of the stuff that they said, and I'm like, if you guys did know this was potentially adults playing this little game, but you thought, well, they have info on Carly that's legit, so let me try to play this little game to get more information. Some of the things that you said, I don't know, like should have been it should have been like, well, definitely don't need to say that because if this is a fake, somebody just messing with us, a catfish, what's the chances of this person putting our messages out? And we definitely can't say anything that could upset Carly, Brendan, and Teresa if it gets out. Thank you, W's for the gifts. Who all got gifts? Let me see. Cupcake received a membership. Unreal, Amanda, Bonnie, Lala. Thank you so much, W's. Thank you. I feel like this person wants B and T as well as C to hate C and T. Something is very off about this. There is an ulterior motive in all of this. The way they are posting this stuff to a Reddit cancel page. Maybe it was Brandon and Teresa to show how far these two are going, but not showing the public that side. The whole ordeal endangers Carly more and brings more attention to her. Yeah. And I can imagine being at the center of this as a 16-year-old. As a 16-year-old, being at the center of all this drama with my bio parents and the only parents I really know, the only parents that's ever raised me, the parents that I love. Right. Yeah. Tyler's messages were so, yeah, it was just complete. As someone, I would just not ever be okay with anybody talking to my kid the way that he did. And I wouldn't be okay with anybody talking to his kid the way that he did. What if it was BNT testing Caitlin and Tyler? They failed. Today was actually the first day we didn't get messages leaked. We didn't get messages leaked, but what I read today is what posted today, 8 hours ago. The whole, how it all got started. That was posted today on that account. Yeah, and every picture I've seen of Carly, she looks good. She looks happy. She looks like a regular 16-year-old just, enjoying her life, happy. I've wondered if it was Brandon and Teresa, but I feel like Brandon and Teresa must have signed off on these being released, right? What do you guys think? Because the person said, and we'll look at it, and this is what I take away from it. And you guys may not take away this from it, but this is what I take away from it. Nope, back it up, little duck. All right. All all those involved in the situation, which would be Catelynn and Tyler, the minor, all those who have been affected by the situation, which would include Carly, Brandon and Teresa, Caitlin and Tyler, and all the parents of those kids. The parents of those kids would be the minor friends' parents and Carly's parents have been informed about everything concerning the situation. And all parties are aware that these texts are being posted, right? Are you guys not is that what that's what I'm getting from this? I'm getting that Carly's parents have been made aware. The minor who was talking to them, her parents has been made aware. Because it says all the parents of those kids involved and affected. Well, who's affected the most? Carly. I thought this was more than one. I guess it's just one. I wish Tyler would give us his guess on who leaked these. I would have, well, here's the thing. I'm so confused. Because if I'm having a conversation with somebody on Instagram, I see their profile. I see their profile. If I'm having a conversation with somebody on TikTok, I see their profile. I'm going to know a name. There's going to be a picture. And the person said, feel free to follow me. I would have been like, no problem. I need to verify you. But they both chose not to follow this person. Now, this person is saying it's because Kate and Tyler's niece had already followed her, unbeknownst to her. So I'm like, well, who is this person? Who is the name and the picture of that person? Who's that? Oh my goodness, Colton. Who leaked these? Farrah Abraham, obviously. I know, right? Definitely Farrah. Just kidding, you guys. No, I know anybody can make a fake page. I'm just saying if I was Tyler, that's where I would start with this explanation. Like, okay. And two, if he played into it, because he acted like he believed it during the conversation. He's like, oh, if you think you got grilled by us, she definitely got grilled by us. So, did the page look believable? Did it not look believable? I have questions. This person literally said, go follow me. You will see that me and Carly follow each other. You will see that this person follows me. This person follows me. This person follows me. All people, which I'm assuming would be in Carly's friend group. So I'm like, how did this random person who wants to catfish Tyler, how did they manage to get Carly to follow them? How do they manage to get Carly's friends to follow them? If Carly really is super careful with who she follows. So yeah, I don't know. All of this is confusing to me. If this would be for a storyline, that would be the most disgusting thing ever. The show hasn't been picked back up because it's in the middle of a lawsuit. And once that suit is over, depending how that suit goes, they plan, like another company plans to buy the network out, and then they'll move forward with picking the show back up. Oh, if this is a ploy for Kate and Ty to stay relevant, they should have done something to make them look good, not doing something to make them look horrible. That was the dumbest thing they could have done. The dumbest thing they could have done would be this. If they were gonna make a plot or a ploy to stay relevant while the show was on hiatus, Teen Mom's not in a lawsuit. The network is in the middle of a lawsuit. Hold on, let me see exactly what it is. Maybe Viacom or something. I just know there's a lawsuit. Let me see if I can find out. Paramount. Okay. Okay. Paramount, I guess, from what it's saying, Trump sued the network over the way the 60 Minutes edited an interview with Kamala and Paramount. That's not who does the show right now. Actually, it is. Never mind, it is because I'm like, wait, Paramount's who? Paramount is who? That's who strikes my stuff now. It used to be Viacom, now it's Paramount. Because Caitlyn said on an interview, she said we have went through this like 4 or 5 times. First it was this network that owned this, then it was that network that owned it, and then it was this one. I used to get hit by Viacom, now I get hit by Paramount. So Paramount's in the middle of a lawsuit. Once that's settled, um, who is it that's looking to buy them out? Maybe Peacock? Maybe I'm trying to pull from somewhere deep in my brain where I feel like I've heard this. But Caitlin said, like, it's just waiting for this to happen, waiting for the suit to happen and for the buyout to go through, and then we'll return to filming more than likely. Well, if I was Carly, I'd be like, you can send me my money. You can send me my check. I mean, if they do, that's good. But yeah, so this person is explaining how it all went down. It was just defending Carly against the Aaron person. I'm surprised Jade and Sean turned their relationship around. I'm happy for them. Yes. They don't get enough views to be picked back up. Maybe not. I think the BNT had no choice but to be okay with it because they know they don't have control, meaning the text might have been leaked, even if BNT didn't agree. Maybe so. Janelle saying she's going to normalize cannabis smoking moms as well because she is a mother in the sense she gave birth only. True story. I've heard that CNT have dropped Aaron and distanced themselves from her. It's alleged they're all about themselves. I heard it was the other way around. I heard that Aaron, like when she started getting heat, she like deleted her pages and like went into hiding from everybody. I never thought I'd take BNT's side, but they have screwed up now. I'm wondering if they knew about the message in her friends, and that's part of why they cut off contact. If I was a cannabis smoking mom, I would not want Janelle Evans to represent me. I know that's right. When Teen Mom didn't feel for 2 years, Kate and Ty ghosted Carly, then all of a sudden came back with a vengeance. Any updates on Jace? I'm hearing conflicting stories on Jace, but it makes sense. I'm trying to see what comes out with it. Jace allegedly is back with Janelle in Vegas, from my understanding. But I did hear that he was actually living in Janelle's house by himself with some friends for like a week. And I don't know if that's true, but it actually makes sense. It would make sense because Barbara was caught speeding close to Janelle's house, and she told the cop, "I'm having a family crisis. I need to find a bike key." Well, why would you need to find a bike key if Jace was in Florida or in Las Vegas? So yeah. So I'm trying to wait to see, if more comes out about Jace because the Ashley's Reality Roundup is denying that happened. The Sun put out a story saying that Jace went to live with his father. He was there for a week. Jace and Andrew drove down to North Carolina. Uh, Jace visited with Barbara and then wanted to hang out with some of his friends. And after hanging out with his friends, he told his dad, "I don't want to go back with you. I want to stay here." And it was like, "Okay, well, you can stay here." And Janelle was like, "You can just stay in my house. This is what the Sun is saying. I don't know this." And that Jace and some friends stayed in Janelle's house for like a week by themselves. And that wasn't working out. So Janelle went and got him. But that would make sense because let's see, May 20th was the date that Jace allegedly left from living with his dad, I think. I think. And then on the 30th, Janelle was in North Carolina. No. Backtrack. The 30th was Janelle went to North Carolina on the 30th. And I think that was the day that she went to get Jace to bring him back. The 20th is the date that Barbara was pulled over close to Janelle's home saying, "I'm having a family crisis. I got to go find a bike key." Why would she need a bike key? And then He allegedly moved in with his dad on the 9th, May 9th, I think. So, yeah. The Ashley's Reality Roundup says that Jace is not with his dad, and the Sun says that Jace is not with his dad. So you can be a believer and still have some fun, sense of humor with your faith. I agree, Colton. Jace only has hope. Yeah. Elle, is there a way to get a hold of BNT to talk to them for an interview? Wonder what they think of all of this. Well, I don't think BNT would do an interview with me. I'm just a YouTuber. They have MTV wanting to do an interview with them, and they wouldn't do it on MTV. I doubt they would do it with me. I mean, I would love if they did, but I don't think they would. If they were going to do an interview, I think it would be on MTV. Maybe it started as a friend, then the parents got involved and told BNT. Then they took over texting to figure out what Ty and Kate were up to and why they're messaging their child's friend. Anyways, you guys, just wanted to do an update on that because this person clearly is keeping an eye on things. Whoever is behind this account that's leaking everything, they are looking at the comments and they're basically answering them because a lot of people is like, how did they start talking to this person? And so they're releasing things, basically answering the questions that people are asking. I wish whoever's behind leaking these messages, can y'all come out and do an interview? Can I interview you guys? I think you have a better chance than MTV. I don't know. Brandon and Teresa, as different as we are, I respect them keeping out of the spotlight. Where'd you go? Who was saying that? Colton. They've had many more privileges than CNT, and that gave them the right to afford privacy. I wish MTV had played Seek's song to honor her sharing her own story. MTV owed her that at least. I agree. I hope they stay the course for Carly's sake and maybe even find a way to meet CNT halfway. They were so sadly stuck in their teen mom mindset when that's all they are known for in their 30s as 30-year-old something adults. It's cringy time to grow up. They should do an interview with you because unlike MTV, you are genuinely interested and not just trying to start drama and make people emotional. You're interested in the truth and hearing both sides. Thank you, Missy. And that is very true. Whereas MTV, you really couldn't trust MTV. Like if they were to say, okay, we'll do an interview, you really can't trust MTV to not drum up some sort of drama. Yeah. Sad. My question is, did Carly really want to cut communication? Right? Right? I would think there's got to be some validity to this person because how could you leak all these? Say this is a fake person that they didn't know Carly at all, but now they're leaking all these. If I was Brandon and Teresa and Carly, I'd be like, "Who is this?" And, Carly be like, "Ain't none of my friends been talking to them. Ain't none of my friends come and told me nothing." Talks to all her friends at school. Y'all been talking about bio parents? No, not us, not us, not us. This person's a fake. Like that would be really ballsy of you to not be a friend of Carly's, to have faked all that, being nobody that has anything to do with her, and then release all this like you are still like a friend of her. To release them like, oh, I am a friend of hers, and this did happen when you really weren't. Yeah, Tyler clearly believed this was a close friend of Carly's, whether she was or not. Elle would be great at interviewing CNT or BNT. Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, Caitlin and Tyler did an interview. Let me adoptee thoughts. That's what it is. And the account is adoptee thoughts on YouTube, but a clip of the interview is up on TikTok. It's only like a 1-minute little clip. The rest is going to go up. I don't know when. I don't know when, but when it does, I'm going to be watching for it and we'll go over it. But then on Dr. Drew, Teresa said they can send gifts again. Oh, that you're right. You're right. She did. Thank you. She did. If Carly ever does an interview, she could probably name her price. I wonder if Carly wants contact. It's because she wants to be close to her bio sisters and not Kate and Ty. Have I asked Kate and Ty for an interview? I don't think so. I don't think I ever have. Uh, I mean, I would do one. Absolutely, I would do one. I mean, I would be scared too because that other person, the adopted person, like I know she got a lot of backlash for bringing them on. Anyways, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and end it there. We're at over an hour. Thank you for hanging out with me. Make sure you like this video. Follow me on my other social media platforms. And I will see you guys tomorrow. If I do find anything else about what is going on with Jace and I can get any sort of confirmation anywhere, then I'll let you guys know. My second, then first message will leak. I'd be on with my lawyer getting that gag order. I wonder why we didn't get a reunion. I think due to all this stuff going on with the lawsuit, maybe. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, everyone.